Hello, guys. Yes, welcome to Skin of Out, where we say it as it is. Um, I just want us to look today at Zimbabwe. As you know, all know that it's not looking good in Zimbabwe. It's not been looking good for years now. Since independence, the country has just been on a downward spiral, and now things are at a point where it's just not looking good, and there is no hope of any improvement whatsoever at the economic situation, even the political situation. Right. If you are in the diaspora, um, our source of information is mainly through the internet. And we all know that our country, Zimbabwe, has a controlled media. And right now, they are currently fighting. They are fighting opinion. They are fighting opinion that is against them. They do not want to be criticized. Emerson Mnangagwa is doing everything he can to silence people. They don't want to be criticized about where they are going wrong. They don't want opponents. Basically, the opponents that are there, it's just a gimmick. They say that they are democratic and that they also tolerate oppositions, but it's all gimmicks. They do not tolerate opposition. The ZANU-PF does not in any way believe that anybody else can actually rule Zimbabwe and be in charge of the affairs of the country. They do not believe that. They believe that they are the only ones to run the country. They do not believe it. They do not at all. We have seen they have stolen countless elections. But without going deep into politics, I just want us to talk about the information that we get through Gambakwe media. Right. Here is Gambakwe media here. My question is, have you ever really questioned some of what he calls his sources? He always refer to his sources that are my sources tell me that, my sources tell me this, my sources have revealed this to me. Have you ever tried to critically think about the possibilities of who his sources are? Because I'm very, very highly suspicious. I do not have any doubt that Gambakwe really also has a desire, just like us, of a free media. There is no doubt about that. He also, unless if I'm terribly mistaken, if he's a CIO just misleading us, it's possible. It's a possibility. So my question is: have you ever suspected something? Do you see any red flags in Gambakwe media? Because when you see all his the last video that he did, actually, depending on what time you are watching this video, probably has made some. But the last video, look at the headline there, the title of the video. He says, Mary Chiwenga now a suspect in General Chiwenga's poisoning. And he says, Chiwenga to make Gideon Gono vice president. He says that his other sources is Spotlight Zimbabwe. But Spotlight Zimbabwe, what's their source? This is where my concern is, that who is running, who are these people? I know that he mentions their names on Spotlight Zimbabwe. There are some videos, of course, that have nothing that's out of politics, but mainly the ones that are for politics. And also the prophets that he, so-called prophets that he also brings, more hardships coming to Zimbabwe, prophet advocate, particularly this one, prophet advocate Joshua. This guy is an absolute joke to me, because how can you take something that is obvious, something that is that doesn't take rocket science, to know that hardships are coming to Zimbabwe? Zimbabwe has got no manufacturing right now. It's got no, there's nothing going on there that you can say the country can really improve economically. It's all the country is being run like a drug cartel. That's what it is. And what do you expect from that? It's hardship. Advocate Joshua now say more hardship coming to Zimbabwe. How can you come out and tell people that this is a prophecy? It's ridiculous. And he also did another video, and here where he says, talking about Harare Central Police Station, these things do happen, where people storm into, riots do happen, especially with at this time. It's all ridiculous. And all these people that he brings, Tinashe Jonasi bringing some different theories about what's happening in Zimbabwe. What's really happening in Zimbabwe is, you see, is the truth really is kind of difficult to come across in Zimbabwe, because we have a government that is highly secretive in a lot of things. They meet, they do meetings at night to plan against their citizens, and there is a lot of shenanigans. There is a lot of secret operations in Zimbabwe, and you don't even know, you cannot trust anyone. You don't even know who you are talking to. That's a mafia government. So the sources, so my question is, do you trust Gambakwe's sources, his so-called sources? Because I highly suspect that this may be a CIO operation to try and mislead social media. Because remember, Emmerson Mnangagwa does not want criticism. He is trying to silence the internet in Zimbabwe. Right now, it was reported that he signed a bill that would criminalize anyone who posts what they deem as unethical comments or whatever on the internet. So that means we are going to be seeing a lot of people getting arrested for just commenting something that, if it's not of the idea of ZANU-PF, it's going to be deemed as unethical. So they are going to arrest people in the name of that bill. That's what's going to happen. And they're trying to silence. So now, because they know that a lot of people are in the diaspora, they depend on the internet as their source. So they try to give us false information in the name of people who are leaking information from the government. And this is a very big concern. And I say, if you are somebody who depends also on the internet, who listens to the news, we read a lot of news on the website, the papers on the web, different papers on the website. We've got to be very, very highly critical, because you now have got to protect yourself from being from the propaganda. They are trying now to spread the propaganda via the internet. And I highly suspect that Gambakwe Media may be one of the ways in which they are doing it. I've got no doubt about Gambakwe, what he's trying to do. Yeah, he's trying to give us information. Yeah, but also we've got to reserve. We shouldn't just buy into something straight away, you know. We should question it. We should really think about it. We think about the possibilities. Think about the possibilities. These guys are capable of doing this. They are fighting. They are fighting. They are fighting opinion against them. So what do you think, guys? Tell me inside the comments what you think. Do you think Gambakwe media is being fed false information by secret operations? Because I highly suspect so. So give me what you think in the comments. All right, that's it. Goodbye. Thank you.